role-playing games now have a new standard thanks to The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. CD Projekt Red develops a game that is enormous in scope while still managing to contain plenty of detailed systems. Although The Witcher 3 doesn't reinvent the wheel when it comes to RPGs, everything it does is near perfection. It's not hard to get sucked into the world by the stunning graphics, engaging story, intense combat, and more. All too often I would plan to play for 30 minutes but end up spending multiple hours in the expansive open world. The Witcher 3 puts a cap on the epic fantasy trilogy. As with the other two games in the series, you play as the Witcher, Geralt of Rivia. As a Witcher, Geralt has mutations which give him special abilities to be able to track and hunt monsters super effectively. Geralt is a well-known Witcher who is sought after to solve anything from a simple domestic dispute to the more complex murder mystery. The main story has you exploring the sprawling locations in hopes of finding a long-lost friend who is in danger. In addition to the main quests, there are a ton of side quests that are worth doing. Some of the side quests were even more entertaining than the main quests, and that is very rare in any game I've played. The storytelling in The Witcher 3 makes it stand out from the rest of the crowd. The dialogue delivered is top-notch and had me hooked. I actually cared about the characters and definitely had a few moments of the feels. Even though this is the third game in the series, I don't think you'd be lost if you jumped straight into this installment. There are many conversations and lore entries that summarizes what has happened in the previous games. All of this is enhanced by the incredible sweeping soundtrack. As a role-playing game, The Witcher 3 has an incredible amount of choice. You can shape the direction of your story through dialogue options. I got the feeling that my decisions affected the larger story as a whole with deciding the fates of certain characters. This to me adds a feeling of risk that I find lacking in a lot of games to this day. I'm very curious to see how other players' game experience differed from mine with their actions. The Witcher 3 does a tremendous job at making you feel more powerful as your journey moves forward. When you level up, you gain ability points which can be spent in combat abilities, signs, which is essentially magic, and potion skill trees. Besides gaining power through ability points, Geralt increases his strength in battle through the armor inventory system. I found myself constantly comparing armor that I would pick up from crates or off of defeated enemies. The rate at which I acquired the pieces of gear felt just right, and the variation in design was diverse. There is also a deep crafting system that involves gathering plants or purchasing reagents from the many merchants in the world to create potions, armor, weapons, and more. One of the only issues with the game was that menus to these systems felt a little too slow to navigate and could have been streamlined more. Gameplay in The Witcher 3 provides a vast amount of variety. Mainly you'll be tackling either main story quests, secondary quests, or Witcher contracts that include using your silver sword and steel sword. Combat does have a learning curve, but I did enjoy the more tactical aspect of it. You'll come across enemies that are almost impossible to kill unless you craft potions or oils for your blade. The bestiary is an awesome resource that allows you to find weaknesses in certain monsters. The quests offer variations in mechanics which help keep things fresh. In addition to the traditional combat, The Witcher 3 offers some minigames if you want to switch things up. The most notable is the card game Gwent. This is a game where you customize your deck with cards you collect throughout the world. Initially I found myself spending more hours playing Gwent than playing through the main story itself. There are also horse races and fist fighting tournaments that you can participate in. For a game that is almost 3 years old, the visuals are still some of the best I've seen. Facial animations and gestures add a lot more emotion to the characters. The world itself offers plenty of different landscapes such as rocky seas, infested bogs, and bustling cities. Combat is visceral and flows nicely with smooth animations. The sheer variety of characters and monsters make this world feel huge. The Witcher 3 is stable and I rarely see my frames per second drop. As expected with games so large, I did encounter a few glitches, but they were nothing game breaking. After you finish the base game, The Witcher 3 does have two expansions, Heart of Stone and Blood and Wine. While Heart of Stone has a great story, Blood and Wine is much larger in scope and execution. Blood and Wine offers an entire new location filled to the brim with new quests, monsters, characters, and more. It also adds mutations to the game which allow you to increase Geralt's power even more. Witcher gear sets are also introduced which are catered to the way you like to play. I strongly urge you to experience these expansions because they do add a lot more to the overall story of Geralt. After spending over 250 hours in The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, I'm still not completely finished, but that's okay. Every time I take a leave of absence from the game and come back, it feels like I'm coming home. CD Projekt Red nailed every element in this game. The few blemishes the game has doesn't take away from the amazing experience. I give The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt a score of a 10 out of 10. I'm confident in saying that this is not only one of the best RPGs I've ever played, but one of my all-time favorite games in general. If you like this video, please be sure to check out the other gaming content I have on the channel and subscribe so you never miss another video.
Thanks for checking out the video. Please hit that thumbs up symbol. It helps me know that I'm making content that you guys enjoy. And if you enjoyed this video, I also included 2 videos down below you guys should check out. And please consider subscribing to this channel. It helps support me and it notifies you guys of when I get new videos up on the channel. You can also contact me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Starrapter.